Hi, I'm Miss Hill, and I'm here to say, let's open up book and read today. Books are hip, they're cool, books will help you in school. If you read with me, here's what we'll do. I find reading fun with you. Hi, I'm Miss Hill, and I'm here to say, let's read together every day. Hi there, my name is Miss Hill. I hope you're having a great day today. Are you ready to read? Let's go. The Cloud Artist, A Choctaw Tale by Sherri Maret. Illustrations by Merisha Sequoia Clark. My Choctaw grandmother told me this story when I was about knee-high. She told it to me many, many times. Now it is my turn to tell you. Be still. Listen. I will try and tell it as my grandmother did. A long time ago, when the river still flowed free and the land knew no fences, Alice and William lived in a small house in Choctaw country. Alice was a basket weaver and William was a wood carver. Together, they had all they needed to be happy, though they longed for one thing more. Alice and William wanted a child. The years came and went, and when a child did not come, Alice grew sad. One evening, unable to sleep, Alice walked out into the moonlight and called to the night, "Please send us a child so we can make our love bigger." Many months later, a baby girl arrived. Alice and William named the child Leona. They placed their daughter under a crimson quilt sewn by her mother in a cradle carved by her father. Alice and William watched Leona grow with joy. They took her on long walks and introduced her to the plants and animals of their home. Once Leona could walk on her own, the little girl spent her days outside from dawn until dusk. Often she could be found nesting in the tall green grass, watching the clouds glide across the sky. Indeed, Leona might have happily spent her days like that forever had not something quite unexpected happened on one particular day. Playing in a meadow on top of one of her favorite hills, Leona watched a line of fluffy clouds walk across the blue sky. The clouds looked so very close, Leona raised her hands to touch one, and the cloud began to move. And from one tiny cloud, a tiny bunny appeared. Leona giggled and waved her hands again. Another cloud became a bunny, and then another. Leona clapped her hands in delight and ran home to tell her parents. "Mother, Father, come with me," Leona said when she got home. "I have something to show you." Her parents smiled and followed their daughter outside. They had not walked very far at all when Leona raised her hand toward a little cloud floating nearby. Leona began to wave her hand back and forth as if painting with a paintbrush. Her parents looked up into the sky and gasped in surprise. The little cloud was now a little turtle. Alice and William had heard the Choctaw elders talk of the days when their people once painted with the clouds, but it had been generations since anyone had been born with the gift. They watched proudly as Leona turned a skinny cloud into a hare to race the turtle across the sky. News of Leona's gift traveled like dandelion seeds on the wind. Her tribe welcomed the return of a cloud painter, but it was the littlest Choctaws who happily sat for hours watching Leona paint the sky, turning clouds into flowers and willow trees and animals, big and small. Slowly but surely, Leona learned to tell stories in the sky. For the young, she painted ladybugs and stickball games. For the elders, she painted faces of loved ones who had walked on and days gone by. Leona learned how to make art that moved people to laughter and to tears. In doing so, Leona became a true sky artist. Then one day, a man from a traveling show came to town. He saw a cloud painting in the sky and followed it all the way to the little home of Alice and William. When the traveling man realized who had created the cloud art, he offered Leona a silver dollar if she would come and perform in his show for the week. Leona looked at her parents. "This must be your decision," Alice said. Her father nodded. Leona thought for a while. Then with a big smile she said, "Thank you, sir. I will come and paint at your show." "Be at the showgrounds at first light," the traveling man said. The weight of the silver dollar felt good in her pocket as Leona watched him walk away. The next morning, Leona arrived at the carnival under a sky full of fluffy clouds. People oohed and ahed as she painted bears and swans and a herd of mighty mustangs. Her heart swelled with happiness. The second day, Leona rose early and hurried to the carnival, eager to paint some more. She had no more begun to do so than a mother with a bawling child hollered, "My Jimmy wants to see a choo-choo train!" A boy shouted, "Paint a BB gun! Paint me a BB gun!" Leona did not know what to do. She painted faster, but the requests from the crowd only became more outlandish. "Can you paint standing on your head?" a girl asked. "Paint something with your eyes closed," another called out. When closing time came, Leona ran as fast as she could away from the maddening crowd. She was so very angry, but she waited until she was all alone to let her emotions run free. The walk back to the carnival was the longest of Leona's young life. She found the tall man with the top hat and told him she could no longer paint for him. "Why not?" the man exclaimed. "Tickets have never sold faster. The lines have never been longer. Your paintings bring in people from far and wide. A newspaper reporter is coming tomorrow. Why, soon you will be famous." His eyes narrowed. "Is this a ploy to get more money?" "Oh, no, sir," Leona said. "There is not enough money in all of the world to make me return. Cloud art is meant to be shared, not sold." And with that, Leona returned the silver dollar to the man. In the years that followed, Leona never regretted the decision she made that day as a child at the carnival. She had found her place in the world and grown into a fine young woman. That summer, for the first time at the annual Choctaw gathering, Leona found herself painting one of the old tribal dances as a handsome young soldier looked on. She left that evening on the arm of the young soldier named Alan. Leona and Alan married and moved into a little house of their own in Choctaw country. They had a baby boy, which was all they needed. One child, a child to make their love bigger. What a happy surprise it was, though, when a few years later, a baby girl followed. As all parents learn, the years flew by like clouds on a windy day. Leona soon had more years behind than before her. Her little girl was not only a mother, but a grandmother now as well. A life well lived had given Leona many stories with which to fill the sky. She always made sure to paint the present, for it was history in the making. She always made sure to paint the past, for it was what made the future possible. She always painted the happy times, and she never failed to record the sad ones. Leona knew there were lessons to be learned from both. Then one day her great-granddaughter Charlotte came and took her by the hand. "Can you come with me?" Charlotte asked. Leona slowly rose to follow the child. "She reminds me of when I was young," Leona thought, smiling. The thought had no more than floated through Leona's mind like a cloud on the breeze. Then the little girl raised her hand to the sky. The end. It's random acts of kindness time. It's random acts of kindness time. For today's random act of kindness, if someone helped you in the store or at your school, take some minutes out of your day to tell them how much they helped you. This will make them feel so good, and it'll make you feel good as well. Try it. People come in different sizes, different colors, shapes, and names. Although we're different on the outside, inside we are just the same. Press the subscribe button to tune in for the next story time with Miss Hill. Thanks for joining me for today's Read Aloud. Remember, what makes us all different makes us special. You are so special and so loved. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you next time.